Hey you guys, it is officially spooky season, and since last year we did a Halloween challenge series type video, I want to continue that this year as well. So late last month I put out this prompt list for a really cool Halloween challenge I created called Noctober. It's basically nocturnal creatures with a spooky twist of supernatural creatures added in. We have a new prompt every couple of days, and I personally have been really enjoying these prompts and painting along with them. If you're curious about the prompt list, I have linked the Instagram post down below, as well as links to my Discord server where they are also there. But there is a communal aspect to this challenge where some of you guys have been painting along with the Noctober challenge and providing submissions on my Discord server. So over the next 3 weeks, I actually want to sit down and take a look at what you've painted and provide reactions to them. Now, I've been very careful not to look at any of the submissions, but I'm really excited to see what you guys have come up with. And you know, there's a million channels here on YouTube that will roast your art or offer critique. I don't want to add to that stuff because there are people who do that way better than I do. So today I'm going to do what I do best, and I'm going to provide unsolicited praise for your work. So if you guys enjoy this video, just hanging out with me today, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment below your favorite submissions on the challenge so far. And of course, if you want in on the challenge, we have 2 more weeks going forward. So come join my Discord server. The link is down below and you'll find everything on there. But yeah, let's dive into Noctober week 1. Okay, so just like last time, I have to warn you, I have a fan going above me, and that's because we get nasty October heat in this country, and I'm a little scared that I might actually evaporate if I don't keep this fan on. So with that in mind, I'll try my best to get rid of the noise in post, but if that's not possible, I do apologize. So yeah, let's dive into these submissions. I'm so excited. Okay, so for the first one, we have Fiendo, who has submitted this for the prompt of Sugar Glider Mermaids. So that was our very first prompt because I thought sugar gliders are so cute, and mermaids historically are either like really cute or really scary. So I was really excited to see what you guys would come up with for this one. And this one is really cool. Okay, so first of all, I absolutely see the Meds Map inspiration, almost like Amadal Duri inspiration almost here. Apologies if that wasn't your source of inspiration, but to me, the like brushwork and like the lost edges and all of that looks so cool, and that very much reminds me of Ahmed's style. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, do you know what I like? I really like the spirally composition bit where it's like framing the actual face of the character, but also like when you follow the tail, it kind of brings you right back to the face. That's genius. Really well done. So with the colors, this is an unusual palette because usually if you have like a lot of reds, a lot of greens and cyans, you would expect a red to kind of counteract that. But we actually have purple here, which is really cool because instead of just being like a complementary or like a split complementary palette, this is now basically an analogous palette. It is really late. It's like 10:35, so I do apologize. I can't film any other time of day, so I do apologize if I'm a little slow today. But beautiful. I really like the bright cyan pops of color, and I genuinely really love the lost edges. Do you know why? Because it's like you can tell the form. There's a lot of like implied forms and shapes, but at the same time, it's not like every single thing is spelled out for you, and that adds a really nice mystery to the whole piece. So beautiful work. Okay, so we have a submission from Clarence for the same prompt, which was Sugar Glider Mermaid. And I feel like Clarence has gone the exact opposite direction as the last one, because this one is so... Oh my gosh, I can't even get over how adorable this is. This is so cute because, like, look at all the roundness and, like, the squishiness. I almost want to, like, pet this one. I want to like reach into the screen and pet this creature because look how adorable it is. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I was just like, oh, I love it so much. And just like with the last one, I feel like we do have some lost edges. However, this one feels a little more defined. And what I really enjoy is the simplicity of the form. So instead of having a million different colors and like tons and tons of blending, what Clarence has done is really simplified those shapes and shadows for us so that when you look at it at a quick glance, you can immediately tell exactly what the light source is, exactly what the form is. And, you know, simplicity makes your work more readable. And I feel like this is something we just saw in the style study last week, I believe. Yeah, it was last week. We just saw this in that style study where we sort of took a look at how simplifying the values of a piece makes it more readable at a quick glance, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. And I really, really like the specular highlights. So obviously the ones in the eyes that really add that gloss, but also if you look at the tail, there's like a textured specularity here, which is so cool. So cool. And, you know, keeping with that blue and aqua theme and, you know, the cyan, but here Clarence has actually gone with like a pink complement to these colors, which I guess it's like a compromise between going red, which would be complementary, and purple, which would be analogous. So I think that's a really cool detail. Really well done, Clarence. This is so cute. I really want to pet it. Can someone turn this into a plushie so I can just like keep it with me? Or if any of you guys are genetic engineers, like, please, thank you. Okay, so Fiendo has another submission for us for Bat Fairy. And this actually goes, I feel like, in the exact opposite style as you did before. Bat Fairy was our second prompt, I believe. So for days 3 to 4. And I put those together because I feel like fairies fly and so do bats. And I thought we'd get some like really interesting shape language with the bats. So, and you know, we did. So I really, really like the upside down hanging thing. I actually attempted this prompt and did something very similar with like the upside down hanging concept. But do you know what I love? I love that this fairy character is like asleep because it just works so nicely with bats like hanging upside down when they sleep. And I love that there is a contrast between all this darkness around, you know, the top of the image and with the wing, and there's like a lot of brightness in the fairy bit. I feel like that's a really nice juxtaposition, a really nice metaphor for like the two different kinds of characters in pop culture. So really, really cool. And I also really like the texture of the wings, just because it adds something, you know. It's not like a bat wing leathery texture, it's more like a glittery texture, which I feel really works with that juxtaposition between a bat and a fairy. I really love it. Well done. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention I will be linking all of these artists down in the description below. So make sure you go check them out. At least, you know, the people who have actually told me it's okay to link them. So yeah, I will leave them down below. Make sure you go show them some love for me. Okay, another submission from Findo for prompt number 3, which was owl vampire. Now, the reason I put these two together is because, and this is more like a philosophical thing, but I feel like vampires are very like predatory in the sense of obviously what sustains them is to kill people. And am I allowed to say kill on YouTube? I don't know. I might have to like bleep that out. Will I? I don't know. But yeah, I feel like vampires are known for bleeping people. And so are owls. Owls are like predator birds and they come out at night, so do vampires. And so I felt like they really, really worked well together. I also feel like owls are so wise beyond their years. Wise beyond their years. As if I've had a conversation with an owl. But anyway, enough about the prompt. Okay, so lots and lots of leading lines on this one, and the color palette is like so dramatic, and the lighting is so dramatic, and I really like it. But I also, again, like the implied shapes of the feathers, because I feel like, you know, there is this flow in the composition. There's this like, it's like a wave. I don't know how to explain it, but I mean, you guys can obviously see it. So I really like those implied feather shapes. It also almost feels like a cave, like a long coat type deal. That vampires, you usually see like old-timey vampires who don't glitter, who don't shimmer in the sun. But you know, the classic like Dracula, you know, Count Dracula, that kind of thing. You see them wearing these long capes and this very like traditional vampire garb, and I really love to see when someone incorporates that in like a challenge like this. So I feel like that's a really cool transition of like feather to what looks like cape, but it may well be feathers. But that's what gets you as the audience, isn't it? It's like trying to figure the shapes out, and that's the beauty of lost shapes. I feel like is that you can almost like trick the audience, you know, into thinking, am I getting this right? You know, neither idea has to be right, but as long as it's thought-provoking, I feel like that is doing exactly what you need it to. Okay, so we have a submission from Maria, and I really want to read this bit out because it's so sweet. Day 5 to 6, owl plus vampire. I'm not that great at digital art, which is just simply not true. And frankly, looking at the other submissions is definitely making me feel a bit insecure, but I thought if I don't have bad art, then I don't have good art, which is a very powerful thought process, and you should definitely stick to that. We should all stick to that. So thank you, Maria, for today's motivation. I don't know if this is what Srish anticipated would come out of this prompt, but I drew an owl cosplaying as a vampire. I opted for a cuter version, though I think my terrible attempt at drawing an owl is going to traumatize some people. I don't think it will, because look how adorable. I love the idea of like an owl cosplaying a vampire. That is so clever, Maria. I am so in love with this like concept of, instead of the owl being a vampire, it's pretending to be a vampire. I did not think of that whatsoever. You are on a different level. But also, like, look, sorry, I'm like a little itchy. But yeah, look how adorable this owl is. Okay, so I have such a weakness for head tilts because I have a dog, and he does that when he knows he's in trouble. So they get away with murder, honestly. But like, that head tilt is so cute. And do you know what I like? I like that it kind of breaks the anatomy a little bit, because do you know how owls have a tendency to not have limited... What I'm trying to say is their neck goes all the way around. And I feel like that, this movement just is so cute. So cute. And I also like the little like details about, you know, the inside of the cape being like a cool, colorful gradient, or the claws being like nice and sharp, or the cape going along with the head of the owl. So cool, and excellent attention to detail. It is nighttime. An owl would cosplay a vampire at night, and an owl would be awake enough to cosplay at night. So it all works. It all works really nicely. And I really like the use of like gradients in this piece, because it, you know, with the line art, there's texture, but with the gradient, there's form. And it just works really well together. I feel like if you didn't have that line art there, the gradients would just look, you know, wishy-washy and just messy and over-blended. But without the gradients, the line art would just look flat. So I feel like you've done an excellent job, Maria. First of all, stop criticizing your work quite so much. Like, I understand critique is important to grow as an artist, but come on, this is beautiful. So absolutely adorable. And with the palette, I feel like this is so interesting because, again, I feel like all of these submissions have had a theme of like blue and red, or like blue and purple, but I really enjoy the little pops of like brown, which is basically a dark orange. I really enjoy the little pops of those around the wings as well. I feel like it really breaks up all of that blue nicely. And with the value as well, the owl being the only bright thing right here, I feel like really breaks up this entire composition nicely and really draws your focus to it. So amazing job, Maria. And I feel like that's all the submissions we have today. Like I said earlier, all of these wonderful artists who have submitted their work are linked down in the description. Make sure you go show them some love for me, because these are really, really cool people. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment below your favorite prompt so far, and if you'll be joining in the challenge. Come say hi on socials. I will be sharing these submissions on my IG stories as they come on. So details to that are all down below. And if you want to support this channel, come check out my Patreon page for like lots of rewards every single week, as well as my Patreon shop now, which you can grab my brush pack as a one-off if you like. And yeah, come join my Discord if you want to play along the challenge with us. I'd really love to see some even more cool art from you guys. But that's about all I have to say today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If you're looking for an art tutorial, you can check out this one here in the outro. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!